Bonjour, hello, it's Janice in France. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm going to do a little bit different type of video today. I'm going to do a virtual coffee chat, tea chat, or maybe it's that time in the evening that you want to have a glass of wine chat. Whatever it is, join me. First of all, I want to tell you that I made a really big mistake when I came to Paris. And that mistake is I did not learn as much French as I should have. And people would ask me all the time, do you know French? No, I don't know French, but I'll learn it when I get there. And I really downplayed the necessity of knowing the language. So for all those people that asked me and I sounded a little bit like I was all that in a bag of chips, I apologize. Because if you're planning to come to France, please learn more French than what I knew. I have been blessed with a very good friend named Lisa, and I met her on my Facebook page, and she's just kind of taken me under her wing. And so she's helped me go to the doctor and talk to the doctor. She's talked to me, and she keeps encouraging me to learn French, and she has helped me. Like this morning, I didn't know whether this particular item I found underneath my sink, I didn't know whether it was to wash my dishes with or whether it was a chemical that I didn't want to touch. And so I just sent her a picture of it and she told me all about it. So she's helped me buy items in the grocery store to find different items. So I didn't know I was going to have one here, but thank goodness I did have a friend here. So if you are going to move here, at least learn some vocabulary, if nothing else. And then you can start stringing things together once you get here. The next thing I want to talk to you about Hannah. Hannah is a lovely young woman, and she came into my life when I contacted her and said, hey, I know you have a successful YouTube channel. Can you help me out here? Can you do my website? She did my website. And then I coaxed her into letting me do a video. And she did a video with me, and she edited it. And then all of a sudden, I coaxed her into maybe doing a little bit at the beginning of the video, that cute little thing she came up with. It's perfect. So now she's mine. She's done such a wonderful job. And the thing about Hannah is I've known Hannah since she was about in the 4th or 5th grade. Her parents and I have been friends for years, and they've lived down the street from my neighborhood. I've babysat their animals while they've been on vacation. In fact, their mom is a realtor in Atlanta, and she sold my house for me when I wanted to leave. So, you know, the family has just always been there for me, and I just trust her explicitly with anything she does. She's the one that encouraged me. She's the one that said, let's go on a photo shoot. Let's shoot some thumbnails. I used to call them thumbprints because I didn't know what in the world a thumbnail is. So let me educate you. Thumbnail is the picture on the front of the video with the title. That's a thumbnail. And I called it thumbprints for a long time, but she just kind of laughed at me and just corrected me. But she just did it very respectfully. So I love working with her, and she encourages me all the time. And when we did our fashion show, she said, we're going to the Swan House and we're going to change clothes 4 or 5 times. You're going to have different types of shoes, etc. I thought we were just going to come out to my little house out in the woods and take some photos. Absolutely not. And I'm so glad I listened to her because we've needed those thumbnails. Anyway, she's just been a joy to work with. And all the artsy, creative work that you see on my videos, it's because of her, not me. I'm just the mouth. She's all the creativity. So anyway, thank you, Hannah. And I know some of you have reached out and said, hey, I would like her to work with me on a project, or I'd like her to work with me on a website. Please reach out to me, PM me, and I have her media kit and I can send it to you. Next thing I want to talk about, and it's kind of serious. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee before I begin. I have many comments that come to me on every video, and I appreciate every one of them. I have some negative ones that tell me I don't know what I'm doing, and sometimes that may be true, but then I have 99% of them are positive. But this is the serious part. I cannot have you come stay in my home. I cannot be your tour guide in Paris, and I cannot be your tour guide in Fontainebleau. Now, you will see that I have people coming over to stay with me, but these are friends that I've known for quite some time. But I can't just take a stranger in my home. It would make me feel very, very uncomfortable. And if you do want to go on a guided tour, I do have a licensed tour guide, and she's a friend of mine that lives in Paris, raised in Paris, born in Paris, and she speaks 3 different languages: Spanish, English, and French. And to be a licensed tour guide, you have to do a lot more than just know the city. So I would love to recommend her to you. She has a Coco Chanel tour. She has a gastronomy tour that I'm going to go on week after next. And it's going to be tasting cheese and wine and chocolate and all kinds of goodies. And I'll make sure I video that for you guys. But she is a lovely person. And if you do come to Paris and you want somebody to help you as a tour guide, please, please reach out and I'll give you her name. Other than that, I can't help you because I'm not licensed and I don't know all about Paris. I'm still learning. I mean, I've been here about 8 or 9 times, but it's always been for maybe 8 or 10 days and never long enough to really know a tremendous amount of history. So I think it's something that you need to leave to the licensed tour guides and let them take care of that issue. But thank you for asking, and I do apologize for those of you that would love to travel with me or would like to stay with me, but I just can't do it. But thank you anyway for asking. All right, so that's all the seriousness. Let's get to the fun part, the comments. I'm going to go straight to the first YouTube that I did, and I want to tell you some comments from there because I was so humbled to know that somebody would really take the time to talk to me, to, comment about my video. So here we go. It's the very first one I did called Starting Over, I'm Moving to France. I am 28 years old, and I think you're an inspiration for starting over at 70. I love the way you see life. I am following you. Isn't that nice? I hope I'm like you when I'm 70. I'm 37 now. Thanks for showing us that life can be awesome no matter what age you are. You seem really lovely, and I can't wait to follow your adventures in France. By the way, I'm from Australia. This one said, yes, you're absolutely going to love it. I moved to Paris nearly 9 years ago and have not regretted it yet. I live in the Pyrenees area, and I love life even more. There's so much more to France than Paris, and I hope you have plenty of opportunity to explore all the other departments. Congratulations, Janice. I hope your adventures are a blast. I moved to Spain with just me and my pup in 2017, and it's been the best decision of my life. Oh, I love all these. Just when I thought I needed to surrender, because it's too late to make my dreams come true, you gave me a reason to change my mindset. Having health issues also keep me down. I'm so excited to have gotten to your channel or to try to figure out and realize it's our mindset, the one stopping me from growing, or what is actually stopping me from moving forward with my life. I loved that. That was so inspirational for me also. I can't wait to witness your journey and your fur kids too. I'd love to move to France one day. I have no idea how that could happen, but I'm happy that you have. Well, maybe you can look at some of my other videos on how to move with a shoestring budget, and that might help you out. And speaking of fur babies, I know everyone is always interested and always asking to want to see my fur babies. So I'm going to show you my Buster. He's sleeping and I'm trying not to bother him, but this is Buster. Buster, can you get up just a little bit? Buster's a little lazy today. Well, Buster was sick yesterday, so I'm giving him a break today. He's still only eating chicken and rice. So, but he's getting better. But you guys on Facebook that follow me have always been so supporting when Buster gets ill. Buster's 12 this month, in fact. So he's getting a little old and things don't quite work well with him. So it's kind of like 2 senior citizens living with each other, just me and Buster. And let me show you Kitty. Hang on 1 minute. Kitty, I want to show you one more time. I hate to bother you. I'll bring you right back, okay? I know. I'm going to bother you one more time. This is my other fur baby. This is Kitty. Kitty is 11. We got Kitty a year after we got Buster. And Kitty's lovely, except I just bothered her nap. So I'm going to let her down and let her go back to her nap. But those are my fur babies. And thank you, everyone, for wanting to see them because I love them. And they're just like my family, just like yours is. So let's get back to the comments. Janice, I can't wait to follow your move to France. Thank you so much. I just turned 71. Good luck on your adventure, Janice. Hello, Janice. I was so excited to write this. I made a mistake writing. Sorry. I just wanted to say that you are a true inspiration. Starting from scratch and 70, it's amazing. I'm 37 and I feel like life has gone so fast. I wonder if I will ever have enough time for everything I want to do. And you show us that it's possible. I will definitely be here watching your adventures and gladly be part of your community and learn with you. Lots and lots of love. Marissa, and she lives in England. Thank you, Marissa. So glad I found your channel. Love inspiring, vivacious, forward-thinking women like you. The fact that you have a cat is just a bonus. Wow, I have a cat person there, and I love cats too. I like it that people want to know more about my animals. That was very sweet. Here's another one. You give me hope. Age doesn't define what we have to do in each decade in our lives. I like that. This is so exciting. I'm watching Emily in Paris at the moment, and France is full of life. I love the food, the music, the scenery, and the people. Good luck on your journey, and I certainly will be following you on YouTube. Isn't that nice? You know, I get so many inspirational comments that sometimes on those days that I'm having the blues, it helps me out too. Next, I'm going to talk about a video that I thought was really good, but I think people took it the wrong way, and it was 10 ways not to be known as an American in Paris. And I think people took it that I was saying that America wasn't great. I love being an American. I'm proud to be an American. I think America's a fabulous country. Why wouldn't I? But sometimes people from America, and I've seen it, I didn't just make this up, can be very rude and pushy. And it just gives us a bad name. And I don't care if the French are rude and pushy. We're in their country. They can do what they want to. But when I see an American being rude or being loud and boisterous and saying something like, well, you know, if it wasn't for World War II, you'd be speaking German. I just think that's so unnecessary. And I had someone say that in here. I didn't just make that up. So trust me, I did not mean it in a negative way. But let me read you some of the comments. Well, let's face it, they're going to know you're an American. Well, they may know you're an American, but they may know you're a very polite American. How about that one? When I was young, traveling all over the UK, I wanted very much to fit in, so I completely changed my wardrobe into all British clothes and a British haircut too. The American tourists all thought I was British, so I was feeling really clever. One day in Dublin, I was simply walking down the street. No talking or even looking around. An Irish guy sitting on a bench called out, "Hello, American girl." I became very upset by this and stopped to ask him how he knew I was an American, as I had tried so hard to hide it. And he said, it was because of the way I walked. No way. To get around who we are. We are just who we are. And I agree, and I don't want you to change your ways. What I'm saying, if you do some of the things on that video, and if you want to go back and look at it, you're going to be known as an American and an ugly American, and that's where we kind of get our name sometimes, and we don't want that. Hysterical. I totally get what you're saying. I'm from California, and I am half French, and if some of my relatives would act like that and I took them to France, I would crawl in a hole. It applies for Europe too. Well done. I'm from Germany, and this here is spot on. Thank you. What is so terrible about being an American? It sounds more as if it's a good or bad manner that will notice. That's true, but I don't want them to notice, and I'm sure you don't want them to notice that you are loud and boisterous and rude, and it just reflects on America, and that's not who we are. Being that American who incorrectly points out that it was the USA that liberated France during World War II. Hi, Janice. Yes, sad to say, I've seen this done countless times by Americans in France, and it's mortifyingly embarrassing, even to just witness it. So what she's talking about is she's seen people saying, oh, well, you know, if it wasn't for us helping you out, you'd be speaking German now. Well, you know, a lot of people lost their lives. A lot of young men from various countries, many countries, lost their lives not just Americans. So I think that's what she's trying to say. You are so hilarious. I really enjoy your great sense of humor, the fantastic scenery, and your outfits look great on you. Great tips that I will remember. Biggest no-no is saying bonjour when you enter a store, talk to someone, etc. Considered rude not to start a question or sentence with bonjour, and that is true. Every time I get into my Uber is bonjour monsieur, bonjour madame, if I'm at a store, it's just a courteous way. You know, Americans, we're so used to just walking in and saying, where's your tax? Where's your hammer? Or whatever you're looking for, you know. And it's nice to sometimes to just say, bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Let's see what else. Some French people automatically assume I'm American because of my dark skin and not looking African. The scammers in Paris talk to me in English and my husband in French. The next time we go to France, I'm going to respond to them in French and shock them. I love it. You are so right, Janice, and I'm an American. Ha ha, I love it. What's that tune, Jan? I love your videos. I need them. As I have subscribed and said before, I'm American, French, Irish, but I have the French mindset and not an American way of attaching the cell phone to my wrist or in my purse, as it says. Jan, I like to enjoy life and thank you for your inspiration. Isn't that nice? I just like people. Well, bonjour, Janice in France. I've watched your charming little videos and I've been amused by your dedication and desire to indulge yourself into the French culture. Très bien. I would ask you one question and then a few comments. What is wrong with being an American or having the French know you as an American? My comment is to you this. There is a huge divide between people of cultures and good breeding, no matter what nationality. That said, if one wishes to assimilate into European culture, then one studies their idiosyncrasies and their architect, learns the language sufficiently to communicate, and above all, respect the inhabitants of that country. What you have done here is basically mock the quote, unquote, typical vulgar American stereotype. How unfortunate. I wish you well in your new home. Bon chance. I'm sorry. That was one of the ones that just didn't get it. So that was my first video of talking about Americans, and I've kind of always been leery to do it since then, but I will probably again. But I was just trying to say, be respectful. That's all. Just be respectful. Let's move ahead. How to travel luxury on a shoestring budget. I'm in a wheelchair, Janice, and can't travel very far because it is a challenge. My husband and I discovered home exchange years ago, and we enjoyed the south of France and Paris and Provence. Home exchange lets you keep yourself in the lifestyle and culture of where you are staying. Paris is my favorite city, and I loved every moment there. Thank you for your video. How kind. And that's another thing. I don't know where it is on here. I have contacted this certain lady. She was so nice, and she commented one day and she said that she would never go back to Paris again. She was here when she was in her late 20s, and that she knows that the Champs-Élysées is not what it used to be, and it's so touristy, and she's 86 years old. And if you are listening, please contact me because I would love to hear more of your stories when you were here when you were younger. I can highly recommend Bruges. It is a fabulous town. We also went there hot air ballooning. See, I didn't know you could do that. And it's a fabulous adventure. They stayed on the canal in a wonderful B&B. Wouldn't that be fun? So glad you made it. Glad you're safe. Janice, you are adorable, fantastic advice, and delightful. I'm thinking. How kind. Thanks so much for your episode. I have been to Paris quite a while ago and love your episodes. So valuable to those hoping to go. Thanks from Australia. Lovely. I can't tell you how inspirational your video is. Love the video. We visited a tourism office close to the Louvre Museum and bought tickets to visit Giverny, Versailles, and Bruges. Bruges was an entire day. The lady on the bus spoke 3 languages, and if I didn't get it in English, I got it in Spanish. I like that. Hi, Janice. Great vlog. Would you mind doing a vlog on how to get a mobile phone service in France? I'm going to do that one day, I promise. But those are just some of the comments that I get, and they're very inspirational. I try to reach out to everyone that I can, but if I have missed you, which I found some this morning that I had missed, please rewrite me and say, hey, I wrote you, answer me. I have enjoyed today so much. I've enjoyed my coffee with you. I've enjoyed my coffee chat with you, and I hope you have also enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. And once again, if you've not subscribed, please click below and subscribe. And if you don't mind, share. Thank you so much. Au revoir.